What is up, Remodelites? Dave with RemodelMedia. Welcome back to another episode of Quick Tip Tuesday. Today I'm going to give a subscriber shout out to Michael Harmon, this guy, who had some follow-up questions for me on some things I missed in my episode regarding countertops for 2019. I'll put a link up above. Make sure you stay tuned to the end for a very special promotion as well. So Michael Harmon made a comment on my episode about how to pick the best countertop in 2019, and it went a little something like this. Aside from the wealthy, one huge concern everybody has when shopping countertops is cost, capital letters. This wasn't a terrible video, but to leave out discussions of price ranges or general ideas of cost, perhaps even tearing the cost from high to low, I think he means tiering, seems crazy. I think most people shopping countertops that watch this video would agree that you discussing price ranges would have been very helpful. Absolutely, price range is important, and I never meant to insinuate that it wasn't. The point of that episode was to discuss traits and features and reasons why people would purchase one countertop material over another, not necessarily to sell you a countertop or to dive into cost. There's a few reasons why I did not include pricing in that video. Well, number one, first and foremost, I live in Southern California. The cost for almost anything is going to be higher for me than it is for anybody else in the country. Stone, like many other things, like copper, like lumber, is a commodity. And that means it's not priced the way, let's say, a Kohler faucet is, or I talked about the price of a Brondell bidet seat in this video up here. And I can talk confidently about the price because the manufacturer has a suggested retail and there's a general discount that is applied nationwide. But when it comes to commodities, that's something entirely different. Water heaters, pipe, valves, fittings, stone, lumber, tile, these are all things that cost a different amount in different areas of the country depending on where you are. That's number one. It sounds like a cop-out, but that's the truth. I'm going to pay more for something in Southern California than someone in Smallville, Kansas is going to pay. Gas, another clear example of that. Also, when it comes to stone, the color can change the cost. So, for example, there are some basic, very dirt cheap, common granites out there that are much less expensive than some quartzes. So don't ever let somebody tell you, oh, get quartz, it's less expensive than granite. Don't let them do that. It's a lie. Don't let them lie to you. Some quartz is less expensive than some granite is less expensive than some quartz. So price is going to be related to availability of the product, country of origin, and where the product has to ship from, if it's in stock in the United States, if it's coming from Italy, whatever. It also is going to come down to supply and demand. In other words, a color that's very popular is going to cost more. That's basic economics. 3, a big part of the cost of your countertop is your labor. So even though, stone can be anywhere from, 12, 15, 20, 60, $100 a square foot, depending on which one you get, the material, you're still going to be paying anywhere from $20 to $50 a square foot in labor, depending on the contractor, and again, depending on the area of the country you're in. Labor in Southern California, again, is going to be higher than, let's say, Smallville, Kansas. Like any product, country of origin plays a huge factor in the cost of your stone countertops. And when I'm saying stone, by the way, I'm not just speaking of granite or marble. I'm also speaking of quartz composite, quartzite, anything. Something that's made in China or even mined out of China, whether it's granite, whether it's a man-made quartz, whether it's whatever, is going to cost less than something that is made. Silestone, which a lot of it comes from Spain, I believe. Caesar stone from Israel. Those are going to cost more than a Chinese quartz, even though they're all about the same kind of material. Cambria is one of your most expensive quartzes, and it's made actually right here in the United States. So, again, going back to the earlier discussion, don't say quartz is cheaper, because it's not necessarily. It can be, sometimes it is, but that's not always the case. Now, to give you a very rough outline of cost from high to low, here's where you can put the different types of stone that I referenced in that video. You have probably the two most expensive brand name types of product are going to be Dekton and Cambria. Dekton is a man-made quartz composite with porcelain mixed in, and it comes from Cosentino, the parent company of Silestone. So there's Dekton, and then there's Cambria. By the way, I did a full interview with the Dekton rep back at KBiz in 2019. I'll put a link up above. So Cambria is a US-made quartz brand. They have more designs and colors than any other quartz does. They're very unique in their appearance, but they're also fairly pricey. Then you get into maybe a quartzite, which is a natural quartz that's mined out of the ground. Very dense material, but also a higher price. Marble, limestone, granite, and regular standard everyday quartz composites like Pental quartz or MSI has a line of quartz. These are all going to be around the same price ranges. Again, it depends on the color you pick. Very basic, simple colors with not a lot of pattern to them. Your Ubatuba brown granite is probably your least expensive material, and you can a lot of times pick that up under, I'm going to say under $20 a square foot, probably would be my guess. Depends on where in the country you are. It depends on availability. But my best tip when it comes to setting a budget for your countertop is going to have to be budget yourself for $100 per square foot. That seems like a lot, and you'll probably come in under budget. But if you set that as your budgetary number, you'll cover both fabrication, the labor, as well as the material. Unless you're picking a material that traditionally goes for over $100 a square foot by itself, something like the Dekton or the Cambria. Hope that helps. So again, Michael and everybody else out there who came to that video looking for a price on their countertops, I apologize if either I made you feel like I wasn't being sensitive, that cost does matter. It is important. Also, I do want to stipulate that, yeah, that was one of my first episodes. So I was still learning. I was still getting feedback from you guys on what you like to see. So keep those comments coming. Michael, that was great feedback. I appreciate it very much. And so to anybody else who has follow-up questions on any of those videos, any points that I missed, anything you want me to expand on, I'm happy to do it. So go ahead and drop a comment below. What kind of countertops do you have? What kind of follow-up would you like me to do on some of my episodes? Are there any specific questions that you have? Drop them below. Send me a tweet on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. So now I have a promotion for you guys. A very special giveaway. In a previous video, I did a Quick Tip Tuesday about installing a Kohler Pure Tide bidet toilet seat. I'm going to be giving one away to a lucky subscriber. There's only two things you got to do. Go ahead and subscribe and go back to this video and put a comment in there where you're watching from to be entered to win one of these Kohler Pure Tide toilet seats. I'm going to be announcing the winner at the end of the month. And as always, go ahead and click here to watch more videos. Go ahead and click here to subscribe, and leave those comments in the comments section down below, and I'll see you in the next one.